Hi, this is Sibila Extreme Vocal, and today I am recording voice for another orc from a mod for a game Gothic. Dubbing is a really cool opportunity to show you a few tricks about layering, how to record layering, what are rules when it comes to recording and working with layering, and a few other things as well. Alright, so let's begin! Layering is the most natural trick that you can use to bring the best from your vocals and achieve really monstrous and powerful, naturally powerful results. We are going to begin from recording few low growls, the first and the most important layer for the voice of orc. You may wonder, why did I tell that layering is the most natural effect that you can use to bring the best from your vocals? It's simply because you have to record every track, every layer with your natural voice. So no matter if you record low growl, mid growl, high pitch scream, and then you blend those vocals together to create layers. As a final result, everything is your own voice. You don't use any pitch modification, nothing like that. Every layer is from your natural voice. This is why I call layering the most natural effect that you can use to bring the best, really monstrous effects from your voice. Low vocals, take one. Karazdagak.
Mogę przestać karas tak. Mogę przestać karas tak. Mogę przestać karas tak. Mogę przestać karas tak.
Although layering is a really cool thing to use when you record vocals for your band or other projects, it's not the easiest thing to do because you have to keep up with the same rhythm, the same articulation, the same flow, the same almost everything in each of the layers. So each of them, even if the pitch is different, even if you use false chord for lows and mids and fry scream for highs, the dynamics has to be almost identical. And this is the most difficult part of recording layering. And that's why it can take sometimes even a couple of hours to reproduce each of the layers, rhythm, phrasing, and dynamics. And now it's the time for the mid pitch.
Magia przestać karas tak. Magia przestać karas tak. Magia przestać karas tak. Magia przestać karas tak.
Karazdagak, karazdagak, karazdagak.
Karas tak. Karas tak. Karas tak. Karas tak.
Yay, we have it.
Mogę przestać karas tak. Mogę przestać karas tak. Mogę przestać karas tak. Mogę przestać karas tak.
Personally, I find dubbing much harder than doing any kind of death metal, black metal, or even deathcore vocals. Music is easier, you can turn on the metronome and you record everything just to the line. It's easier to repeat exactly the same rhythm, the same dynamics, everything vocal related. It's much easier with the music, the rhythm and tempo, which is equal all the time. When we speak, the rhythm and tempo always vary, and it's really frustrating sometimes to work on layering when it comes to recording dubbing. So I think with music, with metal vocals is it's much easier. Anyway, when you record in the studio or at home or elsewhere and you want to layer your vocals, remember to use the metronome. It will help you to stay in the line and create more repeatable result. I remember situations when I had to delete the best take because it didn't suit other tracks, other layers. And it was because I didn't use the metronome and I've changed the flow, the rhythm just a little bit. But it was enough to not create a coherent picture. So in order to create the best possible layering, I've had to delete the best take that didn't suit there. Of course, you can re-record every track so they would match to the new best take. But again, it can take a couple of hours more, of course, if you don't use the metronome as I did. Okay, and now we are going to record some high-pitched vocals. I will stick with the false chord technique. Remember that when it comes to layering, the easiest path to take is to stick with one technique. If you do false chord, the easiest way out to put mid layer, high-pitched layer, or very, very low and deep layer when you do it around one technique. Because technically you do the same thing, you just change the color of your voice just a little and you manipulate, you modify the pitch. But technically you do everything almost the same. Maybe the support is different, the amount of air you use is a little bit different, but your voice does mechanically almost the same thing, no matter if you do it's almost the same for your voice. And even if you don't feel it works that way for you, it's definitely closer than if you did fry scream, because fry scream and false chord have totally different dynamics, different mechanism.
Magia? Przestać! Karastagag! Magia? Przestać! Karastagag!
Magia! Przestać! Karastagag! Magia! Przestać! Karastagag! Magia! Przestać! Karastagag! Magia! Przestać! Karastagag! Magia! Przestać! Karastagag! Magia! Przestać! Karastagag!
I think we have it, yeah! It took only 30 minutes.
Magia! Przestać! Karastagag!
Yeah, I'm just laughing. Layering is a really cool thing. That's the most natural thing you can use to bring the best, actually the best of best from your vocals, create the most monstrous and hideous, terrible sounds that you are capable of, and to show the full spectrum of your possibilities, the possibilities of your voice, but it requires very good knowing of the song, of material that you are going to record. It requires a very good sense of rhythm, tempo, and understanding what you do and how you do it with your voice. And when it comes to songs, metronome is your friend, and remember that. And remember one last thing. The easiest path to follow when it comes to layering is to stick with one chosen technique, fry scream, false chord, or whatever else you do with your voice. It will be the easiest path to follow because it's easier to stay within the same dynamics, rhythm, tempo, airflow, and so on. Of course, if you want to experiment with low false chord layer and high-pitched fry scream layer, it's definitely possible. The better you know your material, the better you know your songs, your lyrics, your tempo, rhythm, and everything vocal and music related in this specific material, the better chances and the higher chances are that you will succeed. But remember, it can be a little bit more difficult, but definitely it's possible. And I am going to do stuff like that on the upcoming album of my band Vishurda. So I will not limit myself only to false chord, mid high pitch false chord and so on. I will do low false chord, high pitched fry scream, and some other various different and crazy shit like whistle registers and low growls as 2 layers. Anyway, I hope that this material will be entertaining and helpful for you on your vocal pathway of development. Let me know how do you like it, and if you want more materials like this about layering, about dubbing, using metal vocals in dubbing, and so on, I will gladly get to know. Another thing that I will gladly learn from you is if you have any favorite vocalist that uses layering in his music. Write that person and his or her band in the comment. I will gladly give a listen. Thank you for today. Take care, have a great weekend, have a great practice. Cheers and love, fuckers!